Hey everybody, this is John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Operation Hope, which is the only national nonprofit financial services network for the poor, the underserved, and the working class, the working middle class, and the struggling class. We call it the teetering class. Folks with too much month at the end of their money. It's funny, but it's true. I'm also CEO of Brian Ventures. I've written some books, How the Poor Can Save Capitalism, Rebuilding the Path to the Middle Class is a bestseller. One of two African Americans that we know of that's written the best-selling book on economics in the world, translated into 5 languages, and Love Leadership, the New Way of Leading a Fear-Based World. I say that to give myself some credibility for what I'm about, in your mind, not in mine, what I'm about to say to you. By the way, you're signing on. I don't announce these in advance because I've got a real job, so I'm working hard 18 hours a day. But when I have time between meetings and between engagements, I will join you here. So I do it rather spontaneously. We have over 1 million viewers. Thank you very much. The likes are increasing. We're almost at 10,000. Help us get over 10,000 this week if you can. And if you want to help, join Operation Hope. You can become a mentor, a role model. You can become a member, yes. We don't need your money. Only we need your time, your attention, your talent. This is a new movement of civil rights and not just civil rights. Civil rights is extremely important, period. I wouldn't be here without Ambassador Andrew Young, without Dr. King, without Leon Sullivan, all the heroes, Whitney Young, all the heroes and sheroes. Dr. Dorothy Height came before me. But civil rights was waged and won in the streets. Civil rights will be waged and won in the suites. Now, I'm going to deal with a tough topic. This topic is, how do you disagree? I want you to share this with everybody you know. I've been watching the videos, right, in the comments. And as you probably know by now, I respond to the comments directly. There's no PR group or whatever. It's me. I take the time to do it personally. And there's no editing. There's no team here, right? And when I make a mistake, you know about it because I make it right in front of you. So I'm just giving you me. This is real talk. So I've noticed as I'm talking to you straight and talking to you, I think, rationally, that some folks just don't know how to disagree. And if you don't know how to disagree, you can't achieve anything in life. Like some cats were just like really negative. Let me be blunt. A brother called me an Uncle Tom. I'm gonna let that sit in for a minute. He called me an Uncle Tom. Now he obviously didn't know anything about me. He obviously hadn't done any research. He obviously didn't know that we've got 2+ million clients that look like him in our portfolio. He obviously didn't know we've directed $2.5 billion, that's with a B, U.S., in inner city and underserved neighborhoods. He obviously didn't know we have 26,000 volunteers here, 5,000 volunteers in South Africa. Either he didn't know or he didn't care. I'm going to assume he didn't know and he did care. But let me say this. That's okay. If an Uncle Tom does what I have done and what Operation Hope has done in our neighborhoods, you want as many Uncle Toms in your life as you can get. You want every block to have an Uncle Tom. By the way, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., good company, was called Martin Luther King, Martin Luther Coon, Uncle Tom, Sellout, and Wannabe, and that was from his friends. A famous Supreme Court justice, I won't name his name, but you can probably figure it out, African-American Supreme Court justice during the Civil Rights Movement, during that time when King was at the forefront of what he was doing, called him I hope I get this right, a second-rate speaker and a third-rate organizer. So the first thing I have to say to you is, if you're not being criticized by somebody, you aren't doing anything. If your children don't have a problem with you laying down the law in your house, then you're probably going too light. It amazes me when I'm in a grocery store or a mall and the lady's like, "Oh, Joey, will you please stop cursing? Will you please, Joey, you're 5 years old, stop talking to the lady like that. Oh, and please don't talk about it." My mother would have knocked me into yesterday and dared the police or invited the police to arrest her because this is her child. She would say, "Baby, I brought you in this world, I'd take you out. They're going to call the car with the blue light, the red light for me, the police, and the blue light for you, the morgue, because I brought you in this world, I'll take you out of this world. You're not going to disrespect me and disrespect this person. You're going to act like you got some sense." My mother was strong enough to be a real mother and a parent, but we turn life into a bit of a popularity contest, and that is just incorrect, right? So my mother would say, "I'd rather you respect me and learn to like me than like me and never respect me." I'll repeat that. I would rather you respect me and learn to like me than like me and never respect me. So it's okay if you don't like me. I like me. So here's the first message, or the first lesson of personal leadership. If I don't like me, I'm not going to like you. If I don't feel good about me, I'm not going to feel good about you. If I don't respect me, I'm not going to respect you. In fact, I don't know how. If I don't love me, I'm not going to love you. I don't know how. And here's the big one. If I don't have a purpose in my life, I'm going to make your life a living hell. Because whatever goes around, comes around. So the first philosophy on leadership is know who you are and know that everybody's not going to agree with you, and that's okay, right? That's okay. The lack of preparation in your life does not constitute an emergency in mine. You know, my life's going to be fine. You know, I'm working my tail off. I built what I built myself with a lot of help from partners and friends, and haters are going to hate. Did I have this t-shirt on? But that's okay. It's okay. Because once you know who you are, everything, as my best friend Rob McGrew would say, if you got the power, you don't need to use it. Or as Reverend Murray would say, Reverend Cecil Chip Murray of Los Angeles, who stopped the Rodney King riots with nothing more but a calm voice and dignity and respect, and said, please stop. I'm asking you to please stop. Police couldn't stop it. Authorities couldn't stop it. Nobody could stop it. This man was a street named after him and built First AME Church, just said with moral authority, earn dignity and respect, please stop. And everybody stopped rioting. He said this, it's not what people call you, it's what you answer to that's important, and never answer out of your name. And then I added, to argue with a fool proves there are two. Now, I've got Malcolm X, Dr. King, as you know, and Andrew Young are, you know, a couple of my heroes, Dr. Dorothy Height too. Dr. Dorothy Height told me I was a dreamer with a shovel in my hands, but you see Malcolm X here on my wall, and I respect and admire him too. He actually secretly admired Dr. King. That's a whole nother story for another time. He actually tried to get a meeting with Dr. King through my mentor, Andrew Young. But he said we've been bamboozled, we've been tricked, we're confused, and he's correct. So we get angry for a living, we get upset, we get emotional, and whatever decision you make emotionally, I guarantee you're going to be the wrong decision. But let me ask you a question. I have one question and one lesson, and I'm going to wrap this up after I get through some questions. Here's my question. Let's assume that you feel like you have a right to be angry. As many of the commenters have noted, not many, 2% of the commenters. And no matter what I say, they say, no, it's America's racist, and white people are the devil, and, you know, whatever you're saying ain't gonna work, and you and Uncle Tom, and, you know, this capitalism thing is wrong. I have two questions for you. Question number one, what has your negative energy ever got you? I'll wait. What is your negative philosophy, your negative approach to life? What has it ever got you? My next video is going to deal with why this is so important to your success. But let's just start with, you've drawn a line and saying, I'm going to be negative. I'm going to be angry. What has that ever got you? Even your own family don't want to deal with you. Even your mate don't even want to deal with. Nobody wants to deal with your angry rear end. Nobody wants to deal with somebody who's a curmudgeon all the time, negative all the time. The world is angry. The glass is half full. Nobody wants to deal with that. So I hope it's working for you. I'm sure it's not, by the way. I know the answer to the question, because negative energy doesn't work. So that's the first thing, is what has being negative ever got you, all right? So let me now switch to a philosophy for life. Something that you can grab a hold of. Just try this, right? And somebody once told me, I said, you should try God. He said, whatever. I said, well, God cannot possibly screw up your life worse than you have. So why don't you give him a try? Just let him try. He can't possibly mismanage your life worse than you have, and me, by the way. So here's what I say to you. Life is 10% what life does to you, and 90% how you choose to respond to it. What's your response going to be? Because you can control that. You can't control anybody else, but you can control your responses. So we can disagree. Here's the drop the mic moment. We can disagree without being disagreeable. Did you know that? We can disagree without being disagreeable. We can be respectful of each other's views and thoughts and viewpoints. In fact, you cannot have a rainbow without a storm first. In fact, you cannot even grow without legitimate suffering. But if you're not open to new ideas, if you say basically your philosophy is don't bother me with the facts, I've already made up my mind, then what's the point? Why even comment? Why even contribute to a dialogue when it's not a dialogue, it's a monologue? If you got something new to tell me, I'll learn. I love learning. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You listen twice as much as you talk. But I think I've earned the right after 50 years on this earth of doing what I do. Built something from nothing. Homeless 6 months of my life. Grew up in Compton, California, South Central LA. Mom and Dad had technically 8th grade education with 2 of the most brilliant people I've ever met. My mother went back to high school at 62 and got her high school diploma. And bought and sold 5 homes and has a credit score of 867. Up from nothing. So don't tell me we can't do anything that we want to do. But it starts here. It starts here and then it goes here, right? And if you have the wrong attitude, there's nothing I can do to help you. If you're homeless and I give you $1 million, you'll be broke in 6 months. Do you know most lottery winners are broke in 5 years? Broke. Because the mentality is wrong. You got to get out of this anger. The world has you enslaved. At that point, they've got you wrapped around their finger because you're not free. So we can disagree without being disagreeable. We've got to embrace constructive friction. And we have to embrace a new philosophy of life. I mean, it's not like what we're doing is working, okay? You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. Okay, we're at 11 minutes. I think I've talked enough. Remember, haters are going to hate. It's okay. I want you to love them not because they deserve to be loved or because they've asked to be loved, or don't even love them because they tell you they're lovable afterwards, or they even agree with you. Love them because that's how you're built. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Somebody told me once, oh, you know, I'm not giving that person another gift. They never said thank you. Then you shouldn't have given the gift in the first place. You gave it from the wrong place. You don't give somebody a gift because you want appreciation. You give somebody a gift because you're a gift giver. Okay. So let's see. Bridget, mindset is everything. Jarvis, negativity leads to self-destruction. Yep. Bonita, yes, Lord. That's where I went to the Lord. He gave me peace of mind. Yes. LaShawn says, hey, man, Emmanuel, what's your negative energy ever got you? Answer, it never does get anything good. That's I'm glad you agree. Let's see here. Ricky, negativity produces negativity. Absolutely. Hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. Sheikh, I hope I'm saying that name right. I assume that's from the Middle East. Kelvin from Orlando, Florida. Great leadership wisdom. I'm glad you like it. Machiavelli, you are realistic. I like your style. Thank you very much. November Breeze, come to Michigan. Never stop talking. Yeah, I'm coming to Michigan. We have Detroit Uplift 2020. Go to operationhope.org or go to Facebook and look for Operation Hope Detroit Uplift 2020. We're making an announcement later this month. We're coming to Detroit in a big way. My man Ryan Mack's going to be leading the effort there. Nisa and Triplet Morning. We got a bunch of other folks commenting. I'm done. It's 13 minutes. I have one more video for today. I hope this has been helpful. Peace and light and a lot of Operation Hope love.